So Light Elegance just launched a brand new collection called Afternoon Picnic. It has 6 new glitter gels, 6 new color gels, and all of these gels come also in the new P Plus formulation, which P Plus looks like this. P Plus is the soak-off version of the color and glitter lines, and the potted gels are actually hard gel colors and glitters. So depending on whether you want to work with soak-off colors or hard gel colors, you have the option to do either one. They both are just as equally pigmented. There's no difference between the lines. I know sometimes when you buy, the gel polish version of something, it's a little bit more thin or watery. The new P Plus has been completely revamped. It is so pigmented, so all the glitters and colors are going to be exactly the same, depending, or without it changing depending on what formulation that you like to use. So these colors are really, really gorgeous. I really like this collection because it's kind of a pastel collection, but it's also got some warm and, I don't know, it's got depth to it. So it's not like the typical spring collections where it's just really, light and pastel-y type of colors. It's really, really pretty. So I thought I would swatch these for you. And then at the end, I'm also going to show you a quick, cute little nail art tutorial that you guys can do with any of these colors that are in the collection. So starting with the glitter gels, this is Meet Me by the Blueberries. This color is, I would call it a light sky blue. It has textured particles like of matte glitter in it. So if you look at the edges of the jar, you'll see it kind of almost looks like matte. And when I say matte, I don't mean non-shiny. I just mean like they're not sparkly. They're not iridescent. They're just blue glitter particles, which is really cool. So it gives it kind of this textured look to it. And then in addition to the plain blue glitter or particles in there, it's also got some shimmery pieces in there, which you can see that just sparkle back at you. So I really like this because it does give you kind of that textured look. And you can see like right there on the edge of my jar, you can see it's got like those little pieces. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. So you can see like the light blue little flecks in there that are just almost like opal type of looking pieces of glitter. And then it also has these shimmery bits in there as well. It's very, very, very pretty. So this is Meet Me by the Blueberries. Next up, we have Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea is similar to Meet Me by the Blueberries, but it's more of a peachy pink type of color. I would call this like a peachy rose. It has a darker gel base to it. So you can see in between the lighter particles of glitter, it has almost like a rosy, peachy, darker tone to it. Then it has the lighter pink particles that are just the matte glitter. And again, when I say matte, I just mean like they're not necessarily iridescent. And then it also has gold glitter in it as well, which is really, really, really pretty. And even if I spread this out on my spatula for you, you can see it's actually pretty high coverage. It's not super sheer. It looks great over any of the other colors. And I'll show you, this looks really pretty over Let's Get Together. The colors kind of go together with the glitters. And I really like that when they're combined like that, because then you can decide whether or not you want to wear the glitter alone or if you want to put color underneath it. But this is a very, very pretty color. So that is Sweet Tea. Actually, Sweet Tea is one of my favorite drinks. Next up is Cucumber Sandwich. Cucumber Sandwich is one of the sheerest colors in the collection. It almost looks like radioactive ooze is what I would call it. It reminds me of like gack or ooze, like what we used to have back in the 90s or the 2000s. I'm totally dating myself here, but it totally reminds me of that, and in a good way. I love this kind of stuff. I grew up with colors like this, and so it just takes me back. But it is really pretty. It's got this like sheer kind of milky green base to it, and then it has a bunch of different types of glitter in it. It's got the holographic glitter that kind of sparkles blue or yellow depending on the direction of the light. Very, very shimmery. You can see on the edges of the jar. It's definitely more of a clear gel with a green base, and then it has those really pretty, sparkly, super fine micro glitter pieces in it that reflect those different colors. This is probably my favorite color in the collection, just because I'm a sucker for just silver holographic type of glitters. It's a Spot by the Stream. This one you can see is very chunky. It has silver pieces in it. It has big hexagons, little circles. It also has some iridescent hexagons in it. You can just see it's actually a clear base. It looks a little bit milky, but if you look at the edges of the jar, you'll see that it's actually perfectly crystal clear, and it just has all these different chunks. It is just so, so pretty. And actually, I have this color on my thumb embedded in my gel, and it's just really, really pretty. So you can make it as, you know, as concentrated or as sheer as you want it to be. And I also did it matte, which I'll show you guys in a second, and it looks really, really, really pretty matte as well. But I just love this color. It's just got so much dimension to it, so many chunks, and you can see all the little bits and all the bigger bits in it. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Right, next up we have Pears and Pastries. This color is, I don't even know how I would describe it other than saying it looks like cosmic dust. It has kind of a semi-sheer grayish purpley type of base to it. It's got tons of silver glitter in it. It also has like what I would call cosmic dust. It's like that holographic glitter that kind of reflects purpley blue. It's just gorgeous. And it almost looks like it would go on metallic, but it doesn't. It goes on pretty sheer, and I'll smooth it out on my spatula so you guys can see. That's basically what it looks like. It's got kind of this semi-sheer gray purpley base to it, and then with all those cosmic dust bits in it. It's just so pretty. It reminds me of something from outer space. Very, very gorgeous. So next up is another one of my favorites. This is You Bring the Wine. And I know I shouldn't be biased about any of these colors, but I have my faves. And I'm very partial to big chunky glitters, so I really love this one. I hope this comes across on camera as well, because I'm doing my best to make sure that this is very readable through the internet, because I know also with everything that's been going on this last year, I mean, being able to see things online before you buy them is more important than it ever has been, because we're not able to go and see things in person all the time like we used to be able to. So You Bring the Wine is what I would describe as a copper. It has just this copper base to it that is so pretty, and it has all of these holographic hexagons in it. It also has small circles, just like the A Spot by a Stream color, but it's just got this really pretty coppery color. It's not rose gold. I wouldn't call this a rose gold. This is definitely, if you look at like the darker parts of it, it's definitely more of a copper, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. I love this color so much. At first I was like, wow, this is kind of a dark color for a spring collection, but it is just so warm and so happy. I just love this color. And I just love how it sparkles. I mean, I can't get over it. I just keep looking at it and stirring it, and I get lost in this color. Very, very, very pretty. I think this is going to be one of the new classic colors for Light Elegance. It's just gorgeous. All right, moving on to the colors. Next up is What's in Your Basket. Now this is, I mean, it's like a lipstick color. It's the prettiest, warm, beige, peach. I mean, it's just like creamy, creamy, creamy. And the texture is so creamy with these color gels. Light Elegance has been working really hard on their formulations, and they're always improving their stuff. And honestly, this is like, don't you just want to bathe in this? I mean, I want to drink it. It looks like a milkshake. But it is such a pretty, like, I wish this had a matching lipstick to go with it. It's just the prettiest beige. And it looks really good with You Bring the Wine. So let me put those side by side for you guys. So here's the two side by side. This is a great pair for colors. This looks really beautiful underneath this color. You can do them alone too, but I really like these two together. I just feel like it's a really nice match. All right, next up is Lazy Day Lavender. This is just a super creamy purple. It definitely is more like a lavender purple. It's got that beautiful shade. Again, so creamy. And you can see how it's just so high coverage, even on my spatula. Like I'll scrape off some. This color is super, super high coverage. Very, very pretty. And again, all of these come in both these potted versions of the formulations as well as the P+. I just don't have the P+ with me, so I'm showing you my potted gels instead. But very, very beautiful. And I really like this color Next Side Pears and Pastries. It just kind of creates almost like that rainy day effect. Very, very pretty. This is such a happy pink. Delightful Day. It's not really a baby pink, it's warmer. It's more like a peachy, warm pink. Again, this would be a beautiful lipstick color. Maybe Light Elegance should get into making lipstick. I might have to convince them of that. So pretty. And just to show you side by side so you can get an idea of how it compares. So on the right is what's in your basket. So you can see that what's in your basket is much more of like a warm kind of beige color. Whereas Delightful Day is more of like a, again, it's not really baby pink. It's more like a peachy rose. And just so creamy. All of these colors I just want to bathe in. I wish I could do that. Next up is Under the Shade Tree. This is, of course, one of my faves. I'm such a green person that anytime there's like a mint or a green or anything, I just lose myself in it. This is the prettiest spearmint pastel green ever. And it totally reminds me of spring. Pastel green always makes me think of spring. But being a blue and green girl, I love the cooler colors, and green especially, which is funny because I have pink on my nails right now, which I've been trying to go against the grain a little bit for myself, but these greens, I mean, this is a very, very pretty mint color. Let's Get Together is kind of, so it's going to look orange on camera, which is really difficult because cameras always have a hard time pulling up kind of these neon red colors. It's got more of like that pinky red tone to it. Very, very, very creamy, very beautiful. And again, another awesome lipstick color. And last but not least, Blue Skies Ahead. This one is so pretty. I'm so glad they did more of a sky blue because I feel like pastel blues, there's a ton of them, and there aren't many of these blues that are just super pigmented like this, where they're like a blue, blue, blue kind of color. And this is just exactly what it sounds like. The bluest sky, the bluest sky on a bright sunny day. This is exactly what this color looks like. Again, let me show you some more of the pairings as we go along. So here's a Spot by the Stream. I really like this with the pink. I think they just look really cute together, and that's basically what I've done on my nails, is these two together in a pairing. Here is Under the Shade Tree and Cucumber Sandwich. Of course, match made in heaven. And just so you guys get an idea of how sheer the cucumber sandwich is, this is what it looks like when you do those two together. So you can see how fine that glitter is on Cucumber Sandwich, and with the color underneath, it just creates this really beautiful shimmery green. I haven't swatched all of them yet, but I've been posting a bunch of pictures on my Instagram, so if you check out on my Instagram, I've been posting little designs that I did with these colors, and they just go so great together. So this is Sweet Tea with Let's Get Together. Again, perfect combination. Just that warm pinky orange color. It's really great. And again, this color is not orange. It's more of like a carnation pink. It actually looks like the base. It's more like the color of the base of Sweet Tea. That darker pink color is exactly what this color looks like. And then, last but not least, is Meet Me by the Blueberries glitter with Blue Skies Ahead. And again, perfect, perfect matching combo. I really like matchy-matchy. I know some people are like, oh, I don't like matchy-matchy stuff. I really do, because I think it makes it so easy to create a beautiful manicure with a very simple application of colors. And it's just so pretty to have similar shades that come with shimmer and texture and glitter. And then having such creamy colors to go with them is just really nice. So I thought I would show you a quick design like I have here on my thumb using these colors. And honestly, you can use any of the glitters that you want. I used A Spot by the Stream and Delightful Day for this nail, but I'm going to switch it up and let's toy around with a different color, which is You Bring the Wine. I think that'll look really pretty. Okay, so you would do all of your prep, everything, base coat, cured, done, all of that, wonderful. Moving on to color. Just so that you guys are aware that like I'm doing a plastic tip for the video, but you would want to do all of your nail prep and everything and your base coat, and then you can start getting into applying your colors. I also highly recommend designating one of your gel brushes as a glitter brush, and when I do that, I put a little dollop of glitter on the end of my brush and cure it so that I know this is my glitter one, and then I have my other ones that are plain that are for color or clear depending on what you want to do. You can also designate them as, like sometimes I put like a little bit of just gel color on the end of my brush and then I know that's my color brush. But I highly recommend, especially when you're working with chunky glitters, designate one of your brushes as a glitter brush because once you use it for glitter, you literally can't get it out. All right, so I'm going to pick up a little bit of this glitter color. And I'm just going to concentrate it mainly in the center of the nail because I don't want to create a lot of bulk. And depending on what you want to shine through the heart, you can decide, you know, like what particles of glitter. Do you want the big chunky ones? Do you want more of the fine? And then I just kind of smooth it out around the rest of the nail so that I don't end up with like a bunch of thickness at the free edge. So just keep in mind as you're working because we're going to be adding quite a bit of layers. So just keep that kind of concentrated in the center. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to move this one big chunk a little bit more into the center. Okay, and then you're going to cure that. Also, all Light Elegance products, no matter whether they're the pots or the bottled P+, are UV LED curable. So it's 30 seconds in an LED lamp or 2 minutes in a traditional CFL lamp. I'm going to use JimmyGel to smooth out the nail before I go into my color layers. You don't have to do this if you're happy with the texture of the nail. So if you're happy with that and you want to paint around it just like that, you can go ahead and just move forward. But I like putting a little bit of JimmyGel down just to make sure that I've got not only the depth and dimension on my glitter, because it's going to be all the way on the bottom, which kind of as we add clear layers to it, it's going to make it look that much more kind of down there. But you can smooth out the rest of the nail by doing that. So just one nice medium layer of JimmyGel just to get this all kind of smoothed out and give us a nice surface for applying our color. Okay, just like that. Now while that's curing, I also wanted to show you guys the other effect that you can do with these glitters, which is leave them matte. So again, you'd have your base coat on and applied. Pick up a little bit of A Spot by the Stream. And with this, you can put it all over the nail or you can concentrate it only in the center. You can do it from corner to corner if you want and kind of just create this like little diagonal where there's some glitter on parts of the nail and not on others. Totally depends on what you want. And you can see that this gel is actually clear. I'm just going to push the chunky pieces more into the center. Like so. I can put a little bit over here. It's totally up to you if you want to concentrate it at the cuticle, fade it, have it, you know, side to side, all over the nail, whatever you want. You're just going to apply it just like that and cure. And then I'll come back to this nail and work on this one while we're waiting for the other one to cure. Okay, so I have my glitter with my JimmyGel on top. And now I can go in with my detail brush and I'm going to put a heart around this glitter. And now you can cleanse if you feel like the JimmyGel inhibition layer, the sticky layer, is kind of creating, or whatever gel you're using, if it's creating too much of like a blurring effect with your heart, you can also cleanse the gel before you do this part. even if we're removing the tacky layer, it's not going to cause any problems with everything sticking together. And it'll just make it a little bit more of a you know, like a surface that the gel will stay put instead of smoothing itself out or blurring the edges, okay? So if you want to do that before you start applying your color, you can absolutely do that. Either way works. It just kind of depends on what gel you're using and you know, the color that you're using. But with this, it's going to work out just great. So I'm just going to draw a heart. Like so. And then all you're going to do is fill in all the areas on the outside of the heart. You can use the same detailing brush to do this. I usually recommend you do 2 coats of the color, and you can swap out your brush if you want to. If you have a big surface area you're working on, if you're working on a really long nail, you'd obviously want to use a bigger brush for those parts where you're filling in big areas. But for a short nail like this, especially like the one I have on my thumb, I just used my detailing brush to do it. And the other nice thing about it is it allows you to get really close to the cuticle. So we're just going to smooth that color all over. I'm just picking up more color as I go. And just watch for lumps and bumps. So if you have a specific area that's got too much product, just move it around so that you don't have like a super thick area. Okay, so on the first coat, it's going to look something like that. And then you can go ahead and cure it, and we can come back and do one more layer. All right, so this one is really simple as far as the design. I'm going to take my JimmyGel again, and I want to just smooth it out and give the nail a little bit of shape. So I'm just going to kind of float some JimmyGel over the top. And JimmyGel is a building base, so you can use it as your base coat. You could use it for this builder on top. You can even use it as top coat. It cures shiny. It's a very cool multi-purpose gel. And it is soak off, which is nice. So you can just put a nice layer of JimmyGel on there. And then if you want to, you can add a nice dollop to create kind of that smooth, smooth, smooth apex look. Even on short nails, I like to do this. It just creates a super nice shape. And it also adds a lot of strength to nail as well. So you can see how nice and smooth that is from the side. And then go ahead and cure this. Okay, so this is the gel, the JimmyGel that we just cured. So the nail is nice and smooth. You can see it's got a nice shape to it as well. The glitter is kind of encapsulated on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my matte top coat, flat matte, and I'm going to apply a layer of this over this glitter nail. And it looks so pretty when you do this. So obviously it's very pretty shiny. You could leave it this way if you like it. But I really like this glitter with matte effect on top. The other nice thing is even if this is a soak-off manicure, flat matte is actually a hard gel top coat. So the cool thing about it is it does not stain like a lot of the matte top coats that I have used do. And it's a really good finishing product. So whether you're using super shiny or you're using flat matte, it gives a really nice durable finish to any manicure. And you can put it over JimmyGel, absolutely you can do that. So I'm just going to cure this, and then I will show you the reveal after it comes out. Okay, so I have my 2 coats of color, and now we're going to smooth this out with JimmyGel. So we're gonna, again, encapsulate this heart design. So we're gonna do a wetting layer of JimmyGel, and then I'm gonna put a nice dollop to give it a nice shape to this nail. And the reason why I like doing it this way is because when we encapsulate this heart with a big dollop of gel on top, since it's all the way at the bottom of this design, it's going to make it almost look like a little snow globe type of thing where you've got a lot of depth on the heart. So get a nice dollop of gel on your brush. And I usually will hold JimmyGel in my hand like this. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. When I'm working on someone's nails, I usually will hold my gels like this in my left hand, and then I have my fingers holding their finger like that. And obviously it would be like lower down for a real person, but that allows me to tip my jars or my bottles, sorry, not my jars, my bottles on the side so that I can get a nice dollop of product on my brush. And I'm just going to fill in that apex area of this nail. Okay, so this is the flat matte nail with the spot by the stream underneath it. And I'm going to cleanse this. Flat matte you do need to cleanse with gel cleanser or with rubbing alcohol. So just give it a nice scrub. Don't go up and down the finger. All I'm doing is just kind of scrubbing on the nail plate and then pulling straight down. And it will dry to a nice matte finish. Hopefully without as much fuzz as I have on my silicone finger. But isn't that pretty? I really like this effect. I don't know why. I really like the matte glitter, especially with like clear glitters like this where there's a lot of dimension. You can see it looks just like the ones I have on my other nails. And I concentrated mine a little bit more in the center, but isn't that just really pretty? I just love this effect, and it's so simple to do, and I think it just adds a big wow factor to the manicure. All right, so I'm just gonna leave the JimmyGel as the top coat. You can absolutely put super shiny on this if you want to. We wouldn't want to put matte because then it kind of ruins the whole like snow globy effect of the heart, you know, being so pronounced. But again, really scrub the nail. As all the Light Elegance folks say, seek the squeak. And there you have your encapsulated glitter heart design. I really like the look of this. I just think it looks so pretty. And I mean, yeah, you could easily just do the glitter on top of the heart or on top of the color, but I feel like doing it in this order really gives it that dimension that the glitter's all the way on the bottom. It's all the way through all of that clear gel that we put on top of it. And I just feel like it's so pretty. So there you have it. 2 simple designs that you can do with the new colors from Light Elegance. I really like simplicity when it comes to nail art because it is something that we have to always do in a time crunch. And I feel like either one of these designs would be really, really pretty. Can be for Valentine's Day, it could be for any time of year. And instead of hearts, you could also do something like a flower or whatever. Any type of cool shape, simple shape would look really great with this encapsulated glitter design. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.